player-hero combos, you favor OG, but on a strategy side, it seems like you really like that Visage last pick.
I think Fnatic's going to hit a very nice timing here. Again, the Wraith Pack Visage seems incredibly strong versus an Ember and Invoker lineup. These are heroes that kind of want to poke you down with the fissures, and then at the same time, if you have damage problems and Fnatic can get some sustain going, could be pretty annoying. That said, every time I doubt some of these lineups, OG find a way to make it work. They find the Echo Slams, they find the big terrorizes. And of course, these Sunstrikes could skew the laning phase. It's something that BZM is specialized in, this Exhort Invoker, his favorite style of playing this hero. OG has some setup on these side lanes from their supports. They could even go early chains points. This is something to look out for. If the trades start happening in these side lanes, heroes are getting low, all of a sudden, boom, Solar Flare from nowhere.
Yeah. And it does look like OG set themselves up for a pretty good laning phase. They've got a ton. I mean, this is a lineup that just doesn't really look like it's going to run out of fighting power. It's not going to run out of damage. I mean, this is a lineup that can brawl and team fight near constantly. They really don't have long cooldowns that they have to wait on.
Absolutely not. Again, I think every time OG gets Razor, they feel like they're going to outscale the enemy.
Yes.
Even if it's not true, they feel like that. That's part of the value of the cover picks the panel was talking about. They just think at some point Amar will get to BKB, Refresher, Linken's, AC, whatever his choice is, and then he just becomes an unstoppable machine. The biggest tool Fnatic has to deal with Amar this game is this Palace Bloodseeker with the Rupture. That is a very important spell in these late game scenarios. That's not going to be the easiest to just throw out there, especially if Amar ends up with the Linken's.
But is he going to be able to deal with the lane where it's not just a Razor lane, it's a Razor Earthshaker, so the lane, the equilibrium is already being pulled back. So this lane could become very long and very much to the favor of Razor in that regard. He likes it when he's close to his own tower and he can chase you for a long time. Earthshaker enables that.
I can see him having a pretty good start, already linking up Janwell, pouring in the damage. Bloodseeker Maiden is also a lane that shoves the equilibrium out very fast. You have the Bloodright, you have Crystal Nova, 2 AoE spells that disrupt it very fast. Chu doesn't even necessarily have to play for the pullback. It's going to happen naturally over the course of this lane. And then, like you said, if Amar hits level 3, they can potentially look for a kill off Fissure. The upside is Fnatic can chip him down, make sure he doesn't have the P pool to just man up into this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, it's already kind of looking that way. Amar not looking super healthy, but they do manage to get a hard camp pull off. You can see this Visage is kind of terrorizing. I mean, that level 1 nuke is so dangerous, and I feel like it's so easy to get to the 3 levels of Soul Assumption to get the max damage out.
I mean, this spell is the strongest burst in the game on the laning phase level 1.
Yeah.
The 4-second cooldown, you get 2 or 3 of them off. No one's living through that. And Jab's trying to put it to use here. They really want this first blood.
It's going to do a lot of damage to Yuragi here. Might just be a nice slight dodge, but it's not enough. DJ will claim it with just a good old bonk to the head.
That was DJ not even skilling anything up for that kill. Just level 1 getting the job done. A huge first blood for them because, again, Jabs is committing a huge amount of mana to get this first blood. He needs the payoff, sacrificing some CS to make it happen.
What about our mid lane matchup? Invoker versus Queen of Pain, but an Invoker that goes for the Exort build early on. Hold up, Chaps might be in some trouble here. Really nice brambles into the chains as well. Oh, that Dark Will almost dies, but instead the Shadow Realm go off and finish off the Visage, and Taiga can keep his distance against DJ. There's no abilities available. DJ tries to get him. Taiga playing games with him, and he gets it. He baits it out with the Fairy Fire, now will die to the tower. Nobody's getting his experience.
Beautiful Willow gameplay on this top lane. Getting Yuragi back into this lane after the first blood. Making Jabs and DJ have to TP out here. The upside is Jabs will get the mana refill. Bottle refill for mid from DJ. Just landing the brambles. I mean, it's not necessarily the easiest spell to just blind land like that.
Well, it is easier now that the activation period got buffed up.
You know, back in my day.
Back in my day, those brambles were a whole lot harder to hit. Look at that Taiga baiting it out. Had the Fairy Fire the entire time. Didn't even pop it before he got hit. Frostbite into Bloodright. This is that constant harassment that you were talking about. Keeping the Razor low enough, keeping him around that 50% HP where he doesn't feel good enough to be able to static link and really challenge you. And it's working well. Bloodseeker's at 17-3, top CS in the game right now.
I mean, he has some help, right? The trades in the top lane, great for OG. The downside is Palace gets another 100 move speed down here with the boots on top of it. Amar has no chance to just link him up and create a damage differential. So Fnatic kind of winning this bottom lane off the trades top, even if they're not the best. And here's more harass.
Uses the slide, so there's no chance to dodge that Soul Assumption.
I mean, Fnatic's almost happy to let him sit down here on the low HP.
Yeah.
He has no, okay, Taiga has salve, but it's not super effective. Just look at this Bloodseeker's move speed, 430 on brown boots.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Chu not in position to be able to get a good Fissure block, so that's going to be another static lane kind of wasted.
Difficult side lane for Amar here. He is just getting spammed down.
Top lane again, Yuragi. Oh, Flame Guard not blocking
Toss
enough
back.
damage. Now the toss back, Taiga.
Is a Shadow Realm.
Yeah, it's
so.
a level 2 Shadow Realm, in fact, so. Thought maybe you would go for the maxed out Brambles in this game, but no.
You don't want to feed too many kills to this Visage. This is a hero who arguably uses early levels better than almost any other offlaner outside of Beastmaster, maybe.
Yeah.
He starts getting to a fast level 6, Ember falls behind. This might turn into an issue for OG, and DJ does not want to give Yuragi anything on this lane. Triple wave with range creeps pushing in with the flag bearer. They can do some harass here.
Trying to get the denies.
Just get some denies. Or nothing, you know, sometimes.
Sometimes you just don't quite coordinate that deny and the range creep well enough.
Still, this level differential is perhaps the most influential for this game. Visage is high and Ember's behind. This safe lane Ember does not function for being this far behind. And Amar, he's not having much of a better time.
There goes that blood right. Are they going to chase him down underneath the tower? No. Good Fissure block comes out from Chu, does bail out, but Jabs at the same time looks like they got aggressive. They'll kill the Visage. DJ can do nothing to stop it. In fact, he may even die as well. The Shadow Realm's going to do a lot of damage here. Toss back onto Yuragi, though, will save DJ's life. The real threat would have been another slight.
Absolutely huge kill to get this Ember. Again, every time I think he's out of the lane, they make some kill, make it happen, and get him back. Ember's levels are incredibly important for OG's mid game going in here. He's going to be the big tempo setter in terms of when does Yuragi want to join the fights and what his itemization is. Already with the Orb of Corrosion tells me he wants to fight early.
Everybody is so low. The Blood Right's going to go out. Chu's just going to turn around, do what damage he can. But Palos, he collects the kill and reaps the blood. He goes back up to a healthy position.
6-minute rune, DJ securing it. This is level 6 on Quab.
Not quite what you were really wanting to see. Arcane Rune, DD, anything would have been a little bit more effective for
Look at
fighting.
the Dior though.
Yeah, that is nice. Sunstrike, first one attempted of the game from what we've seen. Not enough to land, but it is just enough to get the kill anyway. Yeah, underneath the tower they get it. Meanwhile, the dive in the mid lane, they tried to go for the kill on BZM. DJ's the one to die instead. A couple more hits. Chu thinking about the deny, but it looks like the Quas will outdo the Shadow Strike damage. And BZM will be fine.
Big kill to survive there for this Invoker, getting that Sonic Wave out of the game.
I kind of feel like Fnatic have slipped up a little bit. I'm not sure if I agree with them letting this Visage just hang out and dry. I mean, this guy, we were talking about how he was doing so well in lane early on and how a fast level 6 could be massive, but they've just kind of been leaving him by the wayside. Instead, trying to put pressure on mid. Here it will pay out. They'll get a kill on Chu. Armel's going to take some damage here. Blinks to the side. No Sunstrike.
Solid dodge. I tend to agree. Ideally, you wanted to keep this Visage in the lane and not have OG be able to turn that lane around. The upside is if you're getting the kills mid and accelerating Quap, you're probably happy with it.
That's true, yeah.
The fact it didn't connect, yeah, Fnatic feels bad about that one. But Jabs is still having an okay game. I mean, you expect to maybe die once or twice on this Visage. He's a trade-oriented hero. You're okay not having the smoothest early game as long as you get those levels. He's half off 6 here. The downside is Yuragi gets a lot off it. Like, he is level 6 now. Got his boots up. Highest net worth for OG. He's having a very good game now.
Yeah. And Ember's one of those pretty decent heroes for holding a safe lane tower, right?
Yeah,
Try and go for it. The Fissure into the Brambles, into the Sunstrike with a blink away. No, the Cold Snap, it caught him, but the Sunstrike still wasn't enough damage.
He wants the rune.
He does want the rune. Chu's going to ensure that the bottom one cannot go to Armel. The top one picked up by DJ. But he doesn't have mana to really make a move. Well, he does have 7 magic wand charges and a clarity that just got flown out. Maybe he can make a move here.
Another D-Ward for him.
Very nice.
Fnatic just owning this Vision game in this series, it feels like. These D-Wards add up. Remember, you're getting less XP now. Means a lot for supports.
Sunstrike! Not quite on the mark, but they still get the kill. The Rupture's going to go out. But I'm not sure if Palos can really go for it unless DJ helps him out.
Hard.
DJ is going to be here with the Avalanche and the toss over the side with the Rupture. That'll bleed him out. Palos collects the last hit. There's going to be the Shadow Realm hit. Palos gets a little bit low, so he's not going to try and chase down these supports. He does have 20 magic wand charges though, so should be fine to play the lane still.
Nice rotation from DJ. Secures this rupture kill with the toss back damage. And he's going phase boots again. I wonder if this decision is just about the nerfs to the toss range, being able to close the gap faster. Interesting itemization for this tiny Armel.
Shadow Realm going off in time, dodge the Shadow Strike. Armel, no real threat of dying just yet. Thanks to Janwell coming in and filling up that bottle again. This is going to be a constant combo. Toss back into the rupture. I mean, they have been showing a lot of strength with this tiny.
Oh, they love this hero.
The toss back last game was the toss back coil snap. This game, the rupture.
And give DJ any AoE stun, I'll believe in him. And
that's true, yeah.
The displacements have been perfect in these games. Another rupture here, toss back online.
If they can get the toss back next to the tower, it'd be pretty nice. Underneath the tower, Amar will die. Palos down to half health, but not shy. Looks for the supports, doesn't find anybody. Once again, OG trying to get aggressive around Amar, but Fnatic seem to be putting a lot of effort to keep him down.
Yeah, this Razor's having a rough one. I've seen Amar farm his way back from some slow starts. Like I said, though, this is going to be hard into that Visage ball with the rupture constantly online. I mean, Palos doesn't have to rupture much else in this game.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen Amar have this slow of a start on a Razor.
Yeah,
right?
usually
Like we watched like the
dominates.
Timber Saws, something like that, you know, like okay, slow start, but he comes back into it. Razor, I feel like he almost always dominates his lane.
I think it was just a product of the fact there were so many trades happening on the map. This Bloodseeker was 400 plus MS all the time. He has Crystal Maiden nuking out the lane for him.
Smoke breaks, Fnatic retreat, even though they were the ones in the high ground. It was two supports just running into each other on both sides. But Fnatic, a little bit skittish. Maybe there were some heroes off map they were afraid of.
Both carries trying to hold their safe lane here. As you talked about, Yuragi's done a decent job of just maintaining his control here, not letting jabs push too deep. He still has the catapult wave, and Armel trying to force the Ember out of here to secure that. Meanwhile,
Paolo's being chased down, and he has nowhere to run to. He's blocked in from the trees. Finally, an aggressive move from OG with Amar that nets a kill, and we'll be able to find another one too. The Crystal Maiden's going to be slight chains, an easy Fisher block from Chu. Nice maneuver there, and a huge difference, right? I mean, Quap rotates top, the Ember Spirit's there. There's no way you can kill that guy. Yuragi's like, okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah, makes the most of the situation. A nice breakdown of the laning phase here from OG. Even giving the tome to Yuragi, saying, your levels are going to carry us through this game. We believe in you. Wow. Level 9.5 on this Ember. He is set up to do a huge amount of work this game. Mithril Hammer online. Maelstrom up next. Jabs will get the tower trade. But ideally, Fnatic doesn't want to lose their Bloodseeker in that type of scenario.
Yeah, especially since he's been snowballing so well. Still the top net worth in the game.
Oh,
and a
DJ
late
Armel.
TP in.
You might have saw that off the plasma field.
Yeah, the plasma field was kind of close, but I don't see OG like scrambling for it, so maybe they don't know. But DJ and Armel are gonna go for it. Terrorize being threatened, but look at Armel. He's getting the positioning, hits the Sonic Wave. The Terrorize does land, but Armar, he's taken out for the Shadow Strike. They do manage to get the deny. Yuragi, very nicely played. Nice, just run in. Ace Rune Echo Slam straight up on a DJ with a block out of Fisher. Armel is forced to blink away. So pretty decent. I mean, sure, Amar died, but it was a deny, first of all.
Yeah, dies to his own team. Fnatic get melting out of that co-op rotation. Ideally, that's also why they wanted to defend that safe lane tower, because Armel can get a good fight off the back of that tier 1 with the Sonic Wave coming in with the turnaround. The fact that he got that tower is kind of what forced this awkward attempt by Armel in the first place. Bringing the numbers again. Ember and Shaker really pulling in the mid game for OG here. Yuragi controlling the map beautifully. Maelstrom online. Chu has Arcane Boots and Tumbler Toy.
Now, BCM, we see that hand of Midas on him, so that is something to just kind of keep in mind that you know, with the current state of game, especially if they can start getting some Sunstrike kills for BCM. He hasn't gotten a single one yet.
Yeah, he's just going to shove the waves out, throw in the Sunstrikes. He's the real carry of this OG lineup. In my opinion, it's always late game. Exor Invoker is terrifying, especially in the hands of this man. He's just going to gear up for that late game. Or perhaps play with Ember. He's actually got drums on the menu.
Oh, interesting. The boots of travel kind of expected, not the drums.
Yeah. Huh. We'll see what they decide to do. Maybe they just feel like this Ember's having so much momentum. Why not just go skirmish, take the fight to Fnatic before their Super Balls online?
And when is that Super Bowl going to be online for?
Well, I say
Fnatic?
Super Bowl, and it's kind of just jabs. I mean,
Yeah, it's just mostly down to his Wraith Pack timing.
It's them grouping around this Visage with the Wraith Pack, bringing in the Bloodseeker off the back of the Quap and the main damage. When I say ball, though, it's more about Fnatic getting that 5-on-5 where their damage goes to work and the Bloodseeker can come and clean up. That's when he's really going to pull ahead on the map. That's where Maiden shines. That's where this tiny displacement shines. OG can play the map. They can split them apart, abuse this Invoker bots Midas with the Sunstrike threat. It lets Amar catch up in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some heroes with some special mobility. They've got really good skirmish power. These like small little 2-on-1 fights are going to be really good for them.
Yeah, this is the exact type of poke they can do. Fissure, Bramble, Slight, Sunstrike, see you later.
What can you do? What can you do?
That's the poke power, and Narmel doesn't want to let him just get away for free.
They do have DJ coming in from the side. In a nice avalanche. And Taiga is going to be targeted, tossed up. Should be finished off with a blood right. Not quite enough damage, though. Oh, the Sonic Wave will certainly
There's
finish
the
him off.
damage.
It also
Rupture on
the side, who's now going to be ruptured up. He does have a Spirit to go back to. The threat of the Meteor is going to force Palos back. The Visage is still jumping forward, though.
Another
Drops a
avalanche
couple
off.
birds. Uragi inside the blood right, trying to walk away, gets silenced up, and he's dead. A huge Echo Slam from Chu, but it's not quite enough to finish up. Maybe the Tornado. It's going to be low on damage. Armel survives through it. Look at Palos running forward, but into the hands of Amar, who wants to be able to grab him, but he can't quite do the damage. Denied. John Well and DJ combo up with the help of Jabs, and they roll over OG. Triple kill already for Jabs. BZM, in fact, running for his life, teleporting back to Fountain.
Absolutely destructive team fight from Fnatic there, abusing this Wraith Pack to the maximum. DJ getting at least 2 to 3 combos off there.
They will get the pick off on the Crystal Maiden once again.
Sometimes you got to throw a little back, you know, so you don't get too cocky. I thought that Rupture on Uragi was going to be rough to commit into, where he just remnants back and then says, what's up? What are you going to do? But OG choosing to re-engage with Amar TPing in, and it's going to cost them dearly here. A huge fight for Fnatic. Again, the 5-on-5, when they group up like this, they need to get something out of it, turn their Bloodseeker online. And that's exactly what they wanted.
Also, huge power this Visage, right? The fact that you could just go and fight Uragi underneath his tower, like he goes back like that, and look at Jabs. I mean, we know Jabs. This man's a tower diver extraordinaire. He will never shirk from a fight underneath the enemy's tower.
It's power of the birds, too, getting multiple stuns off in that fight. You can just run him in. There's not a lot of Gravekeeper break from this OG lineup unless Uragi's playing ham.
And look at Palos, just turns on a dime as soon as he sees Amar and barely gets out. I mean, that kind of fast reaction. He's a little bit slower. He easily just goes down there. But instead, both him and Armel barely stay alive. As a result, Fnatic really lose nobody in that fight. It's just a 5 Crystal Maiden. Who cares?
That fight's big for their supports too. Tiny, CM are 2 heroes that are really going to use these early levels to maximum potential in these engagements. Especially Crystal Maiden. This is a hero where if you die in the fights, you can fall behind. John Well getting in there, getting some extra XP, push him up to level 8. DJ, he's at 1,800 gold with Phase Boots Tumbler. Yeah, he is pretty farm.
They know he's here right now. They had the successful scan on him. They just don't know, did he TP out? What
Trying
happened?
to catch bottom on Armel. Gets chained.
Uh-oh. Chained up into the Terrorize that's coming in. Hits him before the blink away. Very nicely done. DJ, meanwhile, was setting up for a kill on the top. They're going to turn around with the BZM Invoker here. Do a lot of damage to that Meteor, and it's going to be enough to get the kill. At the same time, he got the toss-up with the Rupture, so maybe Palos can collect and kill in the Chew. If he does, can he heal up? He can. Not enough damage. Now, one by one, Fnatic stumbling into this one. Jab's going to show up, but it's him against 4.
Is this the fight for you?
Familiar's going to be able to bail him out. No way.
Don't
A
think
big member
so.
from OG shows up. Fnatic. They saw the fight bottom, and I guess they thought they could make a move to top lane, but the BZM Exort Invoker denies them everything. That was effectively a team wipe.
Telling you, this Exort Invoker's the real carry of this game. You have to respect the damage this hero can output. Meteor absolutely decimating a hero right off the bat. The right click coming in with this alacrity. Wouldn't be surprised to just see him put it on himself this entire game. The amount of right click this hero can do, absolutely absurd. And yeah, Armel dying bottom. He's their biggest damage for all these early fights.
Yeah.
Fnatic just chain feeding one by one into what was a very awkward engagement.
Fissure, Meteor.
Look at the burn.
So much damage, and the toss over to the side was nice, but I think Chu had like a full magic wand. Yeah, he pops it there. Doesn't even come close to dying to the blood right.
And imagine there's a Wraith Pack down here and there's some bird stuns or something. Maybe Palos can man up.
Sure.
I mean, maybe he felt like with BKB too, and I'm pretty sure BZM got a Dragon Scale stolen out of that as well on the side.
Oh, really?
So maybe some extra neutral item damage being done.
Bad goes to worse for Fnatic.
All right, Blink online for DJ now. It's going to make team fighting a lot easier, and they're closing in on this Bloodseeker BKB. Probably the most important item for Fnatic right now, to actually let him commit to the fight when the damage is being done. But he's just hiding, man. He does not feel safe on this map, and for good reason. OG were smoked on his triangle.
Yeah, they got a nice aggressive ward down. I think he placed the ward. Yeah, he didn't put it on directly on the high ground. So this is that, you know, if they just throw a sentry up there to check it out, they won't find this ward.
OG's got some good vision, which feels like for the first time in a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And I like this bots on Yuragi too. Like, this is gonna combine well with the Invoker bots, just playing the map, splitting Fnatic up. We saw in that scenario, if one Fnatic member dies on the map, suddenly that team fight is just broken. Yeah. Double bots makes this very hard to push out the lanes. And now Fnatic, they're in a situation where they feel like they need to jump this Ember, get him off the map.
Gonna be able to get this, the Blink Dagger. Oh.
Illusion bait might catch him here.
Ragi. His illusion is going to be able to scout things. He spots DJ. DJ blinks backwards. Really nice sense there from Yuragi. And meanwhile, Jabs, okay, he also has the sense here that something's not quite right. Can't really show himself in the mid lane for too long.
OG corralling Fnatic a little.
Yeah, they are.
And at least forcing Armel to show here, which means Fnatic's not getting this 5-on-5 they ideally won at this time period. This is where the Visage is super strong. Now he's going to have to kind of farm his way to AC, his next power spike. That's a lot of time. These double bots, the Invoker Midas, Amar Razor are going to go to work. Like, you're going to get out farmed here if you're just going to trade the map.
Yeah. This is why they have to finish up that BKB so they can take back some of that map, right? They can't be afraid of OG.
This is not a Roche you want to give up if you're Fnatic.
Yeah, but they may not have a choice in the matter. I mean, it's a little slow from OG considering everybody's hitting it, but Fnatic are not in a position to contest.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
Smoke too late from Fnatic here.
Yeah, they were just sitting around their tier 2 for too long. Finally go for the smoke. It's going to be too late. Jabs throws his familiars out there. They're not going to be there in time, though.
Jabs trying to take the fight.
Yeah, he still wants to go for it. Ember Spirit down to half health. Now, Lamar does have his BKB. He's going to go for the challenge immediately. Going to be ruptured, and Sonic Wave takes a lot of damage. He goes for the TP out, and he's going to be fine. Meanwhile, that back line, a lot of damage there. Yuragi jumping away, TPing out as well, but he dies, and it looks like Palos is here to be able to clean up.
So fast.
They all got so low that Palos was sped up, able to just run down that extra hero. So, I mean, Fnatic, you can see it. They can take these fights even into an Aegis.
That's ideal scenario. Rupture on Razor is debilitating for OG's lineup. There's no counterplay to this. He just has to stand there and take it. Sonic Wave pushing him back, dealing even more damage. A good way to salvage the situation for Fnatic. They can also attempt to deward some of these ops around their triangle, regain some of the map control while Ember's dead for 40.
Yeah, they could deward this ward that Shardwell spotted earlier. Where is Chu at when it comes to his item progression?
He's got Shard. He still has that Tumbler Toy, you know, the mini blink.
All right, nice. I'm just wondering because I feel like he's the big setup for the Exorts and Invoker's damage. Fissure not going to come out in time, and honestly, with a Kaya Sanj and another Ogre Club on top of that, that is not an easy kill. He's 2200 HP on top of Magic Wand charges, so yeah, they would have to do an insane amount of damage, and just 2 supports certainly wouldn't be enough.
Armel being tanky in this game is, it's going to pay dividends later on. Like, if you imagine this co-op getting to a point where she has Satanic plus all this tankiness, the Shard online, just blinking around, silencing people. OG's burst is good, but I can see a situation where he gets bailed out by some sort of interrupt, some toss, suddenly reset the fight, and suddenly Armel's just carrying these late game situations. He can kite these OG heroes around. I think OG won a strike right now. They have the Aegis.
They're going to catch Palos here, not let him get off his BKB. A nice chain stun with that Shard pick up with the Earthshaker. A toss back though on a BZM. That's pretty decent, but do they have the damage to finish him off? Armel's gonna have to blink backwards here. The Curse Crown. Oh, what was that? He didn't throw the damage on a BZM. He doesn't want to throw through that Aegis. He's focusing on the Ember Spirit instead and almost got him. DJ counts it in the end. Blinks ahead of Amar's plasma field and gets the kill. Now he's on the run though. Tornado's gonna catch him and they will run him down. DJ says that's fine. I did my job. I got the kill I was looking for.
He'll even trade with Taiga there. Fnatic inching victories out of what looked to be a disaster with Bloodseeker just getting burst right off the bat.
again and again. These DJ initiations are fantastic for Fnatic.
2 steps ahead,
Yeah.
quite literally.
I mean, he gets the opening on the Invoker, and he catches the Ember Spirit on the jump back. I mean, we saw it from his Nyx Assassin yesterday. This man knows where to be in the right position to hit those big stuns.
That's worst case scenario for Fnatic. Their Bloodseeker getting killed right off the bat.
Yeah.
That's the power of BZM here. He's looking to do it again.
Might happen again here. Your Shaker with the Shard, the Fisher stun into the chain stun of the Enchant Totem. It's a really good way for BZM to get Meteor damage in before Palos can get off of BKB. And once the Bloodseeker's low, like if he's not feeling healthy enough to actually go in and commit for kills.
This Tiny is just being super annoying because he's so tanky. OG don't want to really commit spells on this guy, and at the same time, he's destroying the fight.
Shout out to Jabs there, focusing all of his attention onto the Ember Spirit rather than finishing off the Aegis of the Invoker.
He did not care about resetting BZM's HP pool.
Yeah.
This Ember has so much control in the fight for OG as well. The damage adding up over the long run. It's really coming down to a game of if OG get the jump and can burst a good target, then they can take the team fight into all this AoE.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. You're basically relying on the net worth on these OG cores to just power through the damage, and good luck, you know, Rupture, Sonic Wave. It's a lot to power through.
Yeah. Amar's just focusing on being as tanky as he can. Now has a Heaven's Halberd, which is pretty interesting. Terrorize gonna come in, Pal's forced to use the BKB. Despite the fact that he had tons of allies around, put himself in a position where he maybe could have been bursted. So that's gonna be BKB on cooldown and an opportunity maybe for OG.
This is the global threat OG wants to play with. They want to use the Forge Spirits from the Invoker, goes pushing bottom, show heroes on different parts of the map for Fnatic, and set up with the Sunstrikes.
Yeah, look at this. Tiger's just going for it with the Sunstrike, and they got the kill!
What a monster.
Taiga with that killer instinct did not let that one go. He said his BKB's on cooldown. I got him.
Sets that up absolutely beautifully, and he's still up here. He knows this is the type of map situation OG thrives in.
They gonna catch him?
Trying to force another BKB.
Yeah. Armel, though, he won't have to use that BKB. I mean, again, we talked about how tanky he is. It's not the same as that Bloodseeker.
Pick him, pull him apart. Let the Sunstrike help you do the work.
And it feels like Jabs is struggling to be in the right place on the map because of what you're talking about, all the split push pressure.
He's getting dragged around for sure. The upside is he has been farming a lot.
Yeah.
My God, he is rich.
Most farmed hero on his team. And most farmed hero on the map still belongs to BZM, and I'm not sure if that's ever going to change. Thanks in part to that Hand of Midas. Another big part is these Forge Spirits and all the split pushing that they're getting. It's just free farm.
I mean, I'm pretty curious to see if he takes this new Chaos Meteor damage. This talent's been talked about.
80%.
This thing chunks, man. It absolutely chunks in the late game. You're also talking about more ways to break some of these stacks on the Visage. Try and cut through, because right now, who is killing these birds? Well, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, that is a good point.
It's gonna be a deep committal from OG, which is not necessarily the scenario they want to end up with. Again, they want to play this pokey type fight, throw out the fissures, throw out the slights, wear the Crystal Maiden or the Tiny down on a jump, and then get a numbers advantage for the big committal. They just get stuck on a man fight. I don't know if they're winning it through the Rupture and how much damage mitigation this Visage is going to do.
All right, their Aura team fight is kind of out of control now. They've got an AC and a Wraith Pact on that Visage, so.
Toss back again.
Okay, pretty simple pick-off here. Use the Freezing Field just to ensure the kill that much quicker.
OG just stuck in rat mode.
Yeah.
Net worth isn't changing still. You feel like Fnatic are getting more out of the map.
You think so?
I feel like they are. Just the amount of net worth this Visage is bringing in, the scalability of Queen of Pain in these games just seems absurd.
Oh, DJ! He caught him! And he has no mana to work with. Okay, he did have some launch charges, so he's got a little bit. He can jump to the Remnant and then still have a little bit more to work with. But Palos gets caught again. Oh, no.
And they're going to get the D-Ward. They can pry, find your target. Powell's getting caught off guard. This is how OG can build a lead on the map. They want to be finding these pickoffs, setting Fnatic's cores back. at a certain point, some of their team fight will kick in, right? That's Willow Shaker. So when we're saying this 5-on-5 wasn't favorable for OG in the early game, I think at a certain point it becomes easier for them. Just off the back of how much poke damage they can do, forces Fnatic to commit. You overclump once, you're going to get echoed, you're going to get terrorized. Suddenly you're in a routed situation.
Yeah, they've got some pretty big team fight spells. It could come in clutch, terrorize, echo slam.
If there's one man I'd bet on getting an echo slam in this tournament, it's got to be Chu.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I like how everybody plays around their own wards so much that nowadays, whenever you throw a sentry and you see an observer ward there, you immediately run. Because you know people will protect their wards.
Oh, you know what's sitting there. Bottom tower takes half damage off that.
Yeah, I mean,
These
this
force
rat
spirits.
is really going to work.
Yeah, even Yuragi TPing bottom just to force the wave in super aggressively here while Fnatic smoking through mid. Trying to catch something. DJ probably will.
Oh, blinks over to the side, does manage to get the avalanche, so Chu won't be able to get off any spells before he dies.
Yeah, just seal totemed over him for good measure.
Now, Jabs is alone here in the top lane. Can the two of these heroes do it? Yuragi's taking a ton of damage. All that physical damage, he's fighting into an AC, so the Visage Familiars and the Visage himself.
This guy's indestructible, man.
Yeah.
I think Yuragi thought, all right, I'll poke him a little bit, show him what's up. And
I mean,
took
he's got to
0
respect
damage.
that talent, right? The AC minus armor, and then plus the fact that you get the armor corruption, you lose your armor so quickly.
And even if you start to wear him down, he's got the Gravekeeper Shard, he's got Cloak of Flames to buff up the resistance even more.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're killing this guy, to be honest. It's got to be just some crazy good link. You burn the charges down and then chunk him with an Echo or a Sunstrike. If Jab's just front lines, it creates an obnoxious position for OG again. You can't poke this hero right now. You have to commit into him. OG doesn't want to commit into him because all of a sudden DJ's tossing you back.
What if he does one better than frontlining? He's about to complete that Aghanim Scepter. What if he starts the fight getting on top of a hero
Take
like
the
that
front line to
Earthshaker?
them.
Yeah, exactly.
He is a deadly force right now.
I mean, plus you saw that damage that was coming out on the Ember Spirit earlier. Now it's amplified even more thanks to that Aghanim Scepter.
Hex on BZM. This could be the key to let them burst a target.
Is DJ going to be able to respond fast enough? The smoke's going to break on the low ground. He blinks away. Taiga couldn't catch it.
Armel on the hill,
Now
scouting
he's
it
going to
all.
blink back in. Look at Armel.
He's
Daring
hasted.
he's going to poke it then. He's got his BKB. He's got to be careful
He
though.
got
He's going to be
chain
chain stunned. No opportunity to force that board echo. Finish him off. The Visage takes
The
a ton of
burst.
damage as well. He pops the shard,
Buyback
but
from
Amar
Armel.
is draining away all that damage. He's actually going to retreat. They're afraid of Jabs. They go for the toss over to the side onto Palos. A nice two-man chains coming up from Yuragi.
And he
TP
stuns.
out, and he stuns. He ogre seal totems forward, but it doesn't stop the TP.
Amazing bail there from OG. They saw the Queen of Pain buyback and wanted absolutely nothing to do with that. Now Fnatic really wants this Aegis to make sure that this buyback wasn't in vain.
But I mean, OG, they can easily get here in position to defend. They're going to get the information off of Sunstrike.
Yeah, no rupture.
They're
No
doing
CM
everything they
ult
can.
now.
They want to do this as quickly as possible. OG are closing in fast, but are they going to be
no
there in time?
BKBs.
DJ, he stops Amar, tosses him over the side. He's giving up his own line to ensure they can get this Roshan. The meteor's going to go out, rolls over DJ. The
Palos
Sonic Wave does a
committing.
lot of damage to Amar. Palos finally finished up the Roshan, but he's already so low. He's going after the kill on Chu with the BKB. He will be able to collect on that one. Now turns on to BZM. BZM off of the BKB. Goes after Janwell. BKB does outlast the Bloodseeker. First line now
Hex
turns
on
around
Armel.
side the west. Immediately onto Armel. Armar, he's trying to stay on top of Armel, but he can't quite see him into the trees. He managed to jump away. Jabs dropping the Visage Familiars onto Amar and Yuragi, but Palos is getting low, and he can't finish off Amar. BZM's low as well. They're also low, but
Got
nobody
Bramble.
can come in from the side of Fnatic. Armel, he gets caught up in the tornado, but Taiga has nothing to be able to stop him from blinking away. BZM, Amar, both of them down way below 200 HP, but they still survive.
Look at this Invoker damage, man. He has Quiver, he has Hex, just standing his ground the entire fight. There's a reason this guy plays for the late game. He took the Meteor damage, absolutely burning them alive in this engagement. Untouched, lives through it all.
I mean, that was a super awkward situation for Fnatic. They had so heavily committed to doing this Roshan, but you could see with Palos not hitting it right
Palos
now.
wanted Aegis. He didn't want the fight. They get split up a little bit.
Yeah, it takes him
Cost
so
him.
long. By the time he gets it, sure, he gets Roshan, he gets the Aegis, but he's already pretty low and he's burned through most of his BKB.
I mean, the most important thing here is there's no rupture either. Imagine there's a rupture on this Razor or a rupture on this
Right.
Invoker. Suddenly the tossbacks do more damage. Fnatic can commit in the fight with extra damage.
That reaction, immediate sign device onto Armel.
I mean, BZM is just a beast on this hero, man. The spell casting, the dodging in and out, ability to know his limits and stand his ground.
Oh, here it comes.
Jabs hunting.
Silent as the grave. Jabs makes his way across the map, almost ran into BZM. BKB immediately going out at the first sign of
Fnatic has
aggression.
the flank, though.
DJ coming in from the side. They're going to try and deal with that big team fighter in two. And it looks like he could go down first, but DJ's going to trade out his life for that one. Immediate buyback from DJ. They want to be able to collect on this one. Uragi chased away. Armel, they can't actually blink and stop OG from retreating. That buyback effectively worthless.
Another costly buyback from Fnatic here. Their economy getting worn down by this OG lineup that is just poking them, forcing them to commit. Sure, you're trading off supports, but not favorably. And these OG cores, they are getting to the late game where suddenly this tri-core is going to be very formidable in these 5-on-5 engagements.
Oh, DJ actually jumping in onto that Ember Spirit.
He's got a Deso.
Jabs. They're going to poke at him here. Careful of the Curse Crown. His familiars will ward off OG. They got to be careful with that Visage. They just got to go on anybody else, I feel like.
I mean, this Deso pickup is pretty interesting. It's not some like ultra late game item pickup you normally pick up for Ember. It's a earlier type, some momentum item.
Right.
He's just going to apply massive armor debuff for his other two cores to go to work. This is why Uragi's such an interesting carry player. He understands sometimes when to play for his other heroes, let them carry the game, make them shine. I mean, Amar's got Satanic, BZM's got Octarine. He has all the right click he needs. Just apply the debuff, be annoying, try and bait some spells. The poke is real now.
Oh, it certainly is, and it is making it very hard for Fnatic to push outside of their base, because you never know when you're going to get Fisher stunned in and Chain stunned, just like they're trying to go on the Visage now. They have to terrorize, but he's in his flying form, so he's going to be flying over the trees. Amar's going to chase after him underneath this tier 2, but he goes into the storm.
Palos on Invoker.
A bash and a sonic wave. It cleans up the Invoker, turning back onto Amar. He stole a lot of damage, but now without the BKB, can he actually play out this fight? Just one-shot DJ real quickly, but can he actually get away from Jabs, who's now back up to full health? Here comes Amar. He's going to turn back around onto Jabs, but Jabs keeping his distance, letting the familiars do its work, and they're going to pick and poke at OG, not letting them fully run away, but also not fully committing to the team fight.
Always that Echo Slam waiting in the back you have to be careful of. Very nice go there from Fnatic. They get their Bloodseeker on top of Invoker. Probably the most important hero in these fights, and of course the Basher sealing his fate there on the TP out.
Yeah,
Jabs
that's a very important item pickup for him.
I mean, Jabs is baiting them in that tree line. Again, he is the tankiest hero. Ideal scenario for Fnatic is OG overcommits on this Visage. He has buyback as well. One of the few heroes who can come in and still do a decent job because he has no cooldowns.
And again, that stone form. I mean, you said, like, if you ever do go on Jabs and you can't kill him, he's going to go ahead, drop it in that stone form, and then you're just stalled out completely. It really feels like they cannot go for this Visage.
If you catch him out of guard and you burn the stacks quick, sure. And in a prolonged chase like that, it's going to feel bad eventually. Remember, this Razor is Satanic Razor. It's not the old style of Refresher double BKB.
Sure, yeah.
He doesn't want to take some super long extended fight. I mean, sure, he lasts a long time. But not if he gets caught by this Queen of Pain dagger. He gets slowed down. He will get kited out.
His timing is on that first static link. It's not on the double Eye of the Storm wearing you down bit by bit.
And the biggest timing for Fnatic in this late game is perhaps the Bloodseeker levels. We get up to multiple ruptures. He is building Refresher.
Yeah, that was the thing for me. When you were talking about the late game of OG, I was thinking, okay, but what if Palos gets to level 25?
Yeah, that's a big what if. He's a long way away, especially in the new XP patch. That said, if he does get there with the Refresher,
yeah,
it's
with
going
the
to be
Refresher.
absolute destruction here because OG cannot deal with these ruptures. They really can't.
Certainly not Amar.
No, he's you just tank him for the team and hope for the best at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no Lotuses, there's no Lincolns.
And that is kind of why he built that way, right? Why he went for double tank items into a Satanic as well. Like, he knows he's going to get ruptured, and he just wants to be
Just stand there and fight.
Exactly. Stand there and fight and be the best distraction he can. Jabs hunting around with that invisibility.
Aggressive positioning from OG here, trying to hold the high ground, hold their high ground ward, bait Fnatic in. They're not falling for it. Jabs, again, flying over the cliffs. He has Gem. Pretty hard to catch him off guard, even if you do. He's not the target you want to go on here. And he has just been super farmed and super annoying this game.
So Fnatic, they know that OG's up there, and they've said, okay, we're just going to mirror you. You want to take that tier 2? We're going to take your tier 1 and tier 2 on the other side of the map. Yuragi's going to look to defend, especially with the double damage he's holding on to. He clears out the creep wave pretty quickly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We're playing for next Roche here. It's a long way away, but that's what they're trying to control the map to do. Buybacks are going to be ultra important for this fight. Save your gold and make it count for buyout and risk for the glory. Not an easy decision in these types of games.
Good old Havoc Hammer is back into play. Jabs once again checking out that triangle area, checking for any wards. Let's see if he finds this Tinker ward, the one on the side of the map here. It's not the easiest one to get a good read on.
I mean, this is not a ward OG wants to fight on. It's a very awkward place for Dire to fight on this side lane on the Radiant side of the map. It's more of a pickoff ward. They want to see someone up here alone, be able to jump and burst him. Armel blinks forward even.
Yeah, he's fearless. With that Shiva, so they're going to try and kill the familiars here. Resummon, only got one of them. But still, a resummon is still something to work with.
Yuragi pushing in bottom, trying to reset this map a little, force Fnatic back so his rest of his team can regain the vision control, hold Roshan, hold the runes.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised they haven't tried to exploit that more, considering all the damage they got early on with the Forge Spirits. I feel like I would want to keep hitting that pressure point.
BZM's just been farming. He's almost level 25 here. He's got Hex, he's got Octarine, his Shard, Spell Prism. Again, he is the carry. I agree, maybe he could have pressured bottom a bit more with Forges at the same time. He wants to be with the team because he's the
finds
first.
the opening, he tosses over onto the high ground. Amar is stuck up there. DJ gives up his life to get Amar into a position that he's just gonna have to TP away from. But the problem is, Fnatic, are they strong enough to actually move forward? BCM's also gonna TP out here, and Yuragi should have a spirit to jump away to. So yeah, Fnatic actually isn't gonna be able to get anything out of that. OG, just a momentary reset for them.
Roshan has spawned here. No buyback on Tiny. Again, OG do not want to give up this hill. Gonna get the D ward. It's gonna require Fnatic to smoke out again if they have it. They have one on this Crystal Maiden.
Rosh is up, spotted by the Sunstrike.
This is not a Roshan either team wants to give up.
This is very awkward for Fnatic with DJ dead for another 12 seconds.
This is Ags Rosh. Ags on Ember here, a Razor is absolutely deadly.
I think Fnatic is just gonna have to give this one up. I mean, DJ is so important to them for the initiation and for utilizing the Rupture.
Can't fight without him.
Yeah, you really can't.
It's just going to be a concession, which means I don't think you're fighting into this Aegis. Who's going to take the Ags here? It will be Yuragi.
Yep.
Suddenly,
Took it all.
Carry Ember, who was playing for his cores, is now playing for himself. He's got Scotty, he's got Ags. Not the same beast he was a couple seconds ago.
This is an interesting move if they actually connect. BZM.
This is a cool smoke.
He's pushing out that bottom lane, and Fnatic off of that Roshan feeling like maybe OG's gonna split up somewhere. Maybe
they
we
see
can
Ember
find
mid.
something. They see him.
His Aegis,
Amar
though.
is hard to go on. He's got BKB Satanic Cheese. He's effectively got 3 lives. Instead, they
Found
go
the
for the Earth Shaker. Blink forward. Armel finishes him off. Echo Slam immediately used by Chu, but Armel was safe with it. Used an early BKB. The side goes out
Got
into
a
the
Hex on
Terrorize
Paulo.
with the Ember Spirit coming in hot. They're going to be able to take down Paulo immediately.
Buyback.
Jab's going to be able to fighting through this one. Ember Spirit sticks on to the Queen of Pain. Meanwhile, the ultimate going out from Crystal Maiden should be able to kill Taiga here. Freezes them out. Back over to fight in the river with a toss up in the air onto the Ember Spirit. DJ does what he can, but ultimately there's no damage behind him. Maybe there is. Sonic Wave. Oh, he has to use the BKB to be able to stay alive. Armel blinking backwards, staying alive ever so barely.
Paolo's
Meanwhile,
back
Jabs,
in,
here comes
shredding
Paolo.
them.
He's already finished up ECM, and Yuragi trying to slide, trying to dodge, trying to jump
disarm.
over the red. Somebody finish off this man. Paolo jumps back and forth, and he dies.
The
Yuragi
burn.
goes invis, and no, he just finally gets burnt out. They finally get him a dive on the Bloodseeker. They've caught Jabs as well. He's not going to be able to make it out. Chain's done for days at this point. OG, an opportunity to close out the game and push it to a game 3. The carry of Fnatic is dead. And they can force a buyback out of the other carry in the Visage.
Triple buyback from OG to convert on that Aegis fight. Fnatic pushing it to the limit here with the Bloodseeker buyback, which is going to cost them dearly. What a crazy fight to take in the river versus Aegis and Cheese. They did get that Shaker jump, so valuable. But now you're in a high ground defense situation. No Bloodseeker for 65, no Sonic Wave for 50. You're going to need one hell of a toss back here.
I mean, it may just push Fnatic into an unwinnable position, but at the same time, it was a team fight that they got a lot of buybacks out of OG.
They got 3.
It's like it simultaneously made the game harder, but also gives them a glimmer of hope. If they can somehow make a dream team fight work with those buybacks being expended by OG, but DJ's being caught, and that is so important. Now Armel blinking forward, but caught immediately. The side double sunshine in. He's gone. He's got a buyback, diving into the fountain for this Crystal Main. Not going to be able to catch him. Plasma Field, it does. It's enough.
BCM the Maestro putting on a clinic with this Invoker in the late game. He's got cooldowns for
Look
days.
at Armel. He's waiting it out. He's waiting for the dive. He's waiting for somebody to get close to the fountain. It was Amar, but OG, they didn't go deep enough. Armel couldn't get the kill off of the buyback.
Jabs are tanky, but I don't know if you have the damage to defend your throne here.
Yeah, Palace is about to revive, but OG are going to retreat. They're going to respect it.
Or do they? I don't know if this OG team respects anybody in Dota.
They're going to go back
they want the
in
jugular.
Smoke the Reuse, and they're going to go for the Visage Familiar first.
There's
Chaining
no
him up, they're
here.
going for the throne. They have to actually come in. Where's Palace to be able to defend this one? The Aeon Disc protects Armel. Palace in the back line is getting demolished. Turn around Sonic Wave, but for what?
For a
Does
game
no
3.
damage whatsoever. It's a game 3.
God, these OG cores, this whole team is so skilled, so hard to beat these late game engagements when they get their items. Splitting the map, finding the opening. That eyes on Ember, sealing the game, it felt like. The amount of jumps he gets off in that fight, living with the Scotty HP multiple.